Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play of Disco Elysium on the PC. Still sort of doing the whole back and forth between Klasia, and Titus. We've moved along quite a bit on that front. And we've uncovered that the 8th Hardy Boy is a girl named Ruby, who is also apparently responsible for doing some drug smuggling through the docks. She apparently skipped town. But since she was sort of the head of everything here, we want to know more about her. Although she's not actually responsible for the murder of this man, which I thought that's what we're trying to solve. And I don't know if we can ever solve that. It was just a bullet shot out in the dark. Could have been anyone. Could have even been me. Oh, holy shit, what if it was me? That would be pretty wild if I just randomly said that.
It's you again. What is it?
Talk to Klasia. Now I need to talk to Ruby. Why? He leans back and regards you with curiosity. I'm gonna level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lely's killer. Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit. And fuck you too, moral. Wow. Throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs. Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys. That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. He crosses his arms. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now? I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking. Alright, I have a 28% chance. Nope, nothing is happening. Pieces are there, but they remain unconnected. No, we can do this. Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, the pieces are there. She could have done it somehow, something else. Walla Walla Bing Bang. It's just not coming together. Walla Walla Bing Bang. I don't know what it means, but it felt like the most appropriate thing to say. That's what the witch doctor would say, at least. Why am I such an idiot? No one knows. -1 morale. Give up. There we go. Your mind is relaxed muscle. It's so nice and easy to give up, isn't it? On the downside, you have no idea what you were supposed to do now. I could have debriefed you. Blissful idiot. Say something. You stood there for too long. Alright. We have to uncover some more stuff. There's this door. But not much to say about that.
Can I help you?
Do I want to tell him about the phone line? I guess. Klasia in room number 3, she nicked the phone line. Why? He stops himself. No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. Thought we had one good guest in the building. He really doesn't like it being Klasia. Yeah, I bet she didn't want it to be her. What's that supposed to mean? Fuck you, buddy. She's not my taste. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it. Wow, she really isn't her taste. She really isn't her taste? Is Gart a woman? No, because it said earlier he. You know, that was just weird. Okay.
You look like shit.
Your ruffled face reflects from the man's sunglasses.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
You look like shit, asshole.
Wow. You seem stable and in control. Allow me to say, alcohol really seems to have had a positive effect on you. Now, what do you want?
His tone is impatient. There's something about this guy that matches with the face in your head. A similar but different face. Might be wearing a disguise. Something strange about this guy. Figure it out. No, we'll save that for last. Cool shades, you wearing a disguise? Yes, it's a hobby of mine. He looks at you inquisitively. As if waiting for some kind of reaction or response. Something to click. It's not happening, though. Who is this guy? Tim, who is this guy? He shakes his head. I'm not getting involved in this. It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses, and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them. Alright. What? Something that binds you to him. Some kind of outfit, maybe. A uniform. Firefighter's uniform? Exactamundo. I'm gonna ask you straight. Are you or have you ever been a firefighter? Well, it depends, the man with sunglasses says, tilting his head. Define fire. Stop it, John, she says quietly and turns to you. No, he's never been a firefighter. No one here is a firefighter. Got some questions for you. I'm a cop. About what? You don't look like a cop. He inspects you. You know what you look like? Like a sack of shit? No, like Krasmazov. Yeah, he's rubbing his chin as he drags out the yeah. Sort of. Okay, I get the reference. Like after he got run over or something. Now will you answer some questions for me? No, he says calmly, then just keeps staring at you. Why not? Because it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging? If you don't want to answer questions, maybe you want to hear me say things. Actually, I don't want to hear you say things. Come on, John. Okay, say things. He adopts a lighter tone. I want to hear you say things. Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one. Okay, a person who was shot and hanged. He may have been shot by the person who made it look like he was hanged. Cover-up. Where the author of the cover-up is the perp. Makes sense. I know, right? But what's the motive? You don't have a motive? Then the double cover-up seems too neat. I don't know. Why are you? Gives you an odd look. It's like you felt it would be intellectually stimulating and would lead somewhere. A custom even. Strange. Oh my god, there's more. He looks at you in disbelief. You want something more. What is it? Talk about the hangman again. Okay, a person was shot and then made to look like he was hanged. He might have been shot by the people who hanged him. You get it? Okay. What is the motive? Cover something up? That would be my first guess, yes. It's quite possible. Hey, why am I telling you these things? I don't know. Why are you? He gives you an odd look. Okay, I have to put a point into esprit de corps. Fuck. Okay, what can I retry? Let's look at our map here. We could go talk to Joyce. Cafeteria window. I can redo that. %. Failure. Okay. Got a skill point. How about esprit de corps? Done. Now let's talk to him again.
Again. I can't believe this shit.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him. Tell me the truth. Do you know me from somewhere? Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere. Another life. From where? From another life? Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... He pauses. To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality? 41st? Okay. The man sounds genuinely excited. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Gives you a long, meaningful look and adds, somewhere good. Talk more about that hypothetical Station 41 you mentioned. Oh, the hypothetical 4-1. Yeah, let's fantasize about that. He blinks aggressively. I'm not busy, you're not busy, let's just play around. What would our relationship be in this alternate universe? Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment? Seem like a cool guy. I'd love to have you as my partner. Would you now? Or would I be cramping your style? The man bites his lip and waves his hand. Never mind, partner. No, you wouldn't cramp my style at all. Okay, how about you stop wasting my time and get on with whatever you were doing then? Do you have a crime to solve? Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work. This isn't helping, she says, shaking her head and looking at the man with sunglasses disapprovingly. Who else are in our imaginary police station? You're not going to believe this, but, the man pauses for dramatic effect, police officers. Yes, sir, solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and, get this, and not getting their drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular, boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lung. Who's the far-out son of Lung? Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. He winks at you sarcastically. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you. Want to tell me more about him or her? Not even a little bit. It's an urban myth, the lieutenant says quietly, about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lung. Trying to protect you from further rough handling dashed out by the sunglassed man. Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that. Can't imagine it anymore. Neither can I, partner, neither can I. His gray eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel sad. It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness. Okay, the man with the sunglasses in his hypothetical station 41. Weird, right? Super weird. Something we're missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at, but still. I was thinking the same thing. I should just ask him if we're from the same station. Let's just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though. Alright.
Again, I can't believe this shit.
Look, I just have to ask, are we from the same police station? I'm going to say no, just to see what you'll say to that. What do you say? Okay. Okay? Johnny said okay, give it a rest. Okay, I was clearly wrong. He's a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again. Seems inconclusive. Let us go to the body in the bear freezer. Supposedly, well, we want to look for the bullet wound, I guess. Now that we know there is a bullet wound. %. Search the body one more time thoroughly. Got plus 14 for knowing there's a bullet in there. Your arm reaches out and your eyes close as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand. Here we go. His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent. Put your fingers in his mouth. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track. Play with it. This feels right. The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding, hard pearls of bone in the gums, and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in. Open your eyes and look. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell, the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished, no larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius. The edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after. Say abrasion collar. Abrasion collar. Kim looks in. There's a pen in his hand. His notebook is open at the copy paper. Touch it with your finger gently. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Put your finger in. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth right into his brainstem. Brainstem? Yes, that's what this part is called. Feel around first. The basal ganglia feels clumpy. The bullet has torn open his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake. Push deeper. Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There's no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. This is what he used to regulate his emotions with. The cavity is here, cut right between the hemispheres. Lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper. Push deeper. Fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. Wriggle in. Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly, cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper, until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. This must be the bullet. It cannot be retried. Wait, detective. Just as you start to slide your fingers out. Out comes a small folding knife. Lieutenant moves its blade across the man's skull, searching for the exit wound. There. Withdraw your hand 4 centimeters, please. Pull your fingers back and nod. With a crack, he punches the knife in the skull, then one more time, and one more, until the bone comes loose like eggshell. Inside, you feel the jello move from his poking. The bullet is still under your finger. Can you push it out? Fractured piece of lead, like a flower, blossoms from the man's head, followed by your finger. A bullet. Lieutenant picks it up between his fingers. Unknown caliber, rifled. You may remove your hand from the victim's head now, officer. Well done. Good thing I didn't try. I think I would have fucked it up. Here's your prize. He drops the bullet in an evidence bag and puts it into your hand. Your other hand, the one not covered in blood and cerebral cortex. He turns to his notebook. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity, temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. He underlines the injury forcefully. How does that sound? Correct. Opinion, fatal injury. This concurs with the Hardy Boys story and Claudier's. Click, click goes the pen. And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3, ligament mark. Treatment. It's obviously the Hardy Boys tampered with it. We should have known. He nods. I had my doubts. There were no signs of a struggle on his hands. No claw marks on his neck. But still, his brow furrows while his eyes glaze over. Lieutenant looks regretful for not figuring this out before. Maybe the bullet holds more answers? Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I'm certain it has more to tell us. This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it. I think I need to wash myself. Oh, he nods. You really, really do. I'm glad to hear you say that. Your room in the whirling in rags should come with the bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening. What happens next? We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day. You'll be gone? What should I do in the meanwhile? Work on the case, tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. He looks you in the eye. Great work, detective. Nice. Nice! Take him away! Alright. Takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face. I'll need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs. We're like a real detective! Incredible! Alright. We're on our own. Bullet mushroomed out on impact. Now looks more like a fanciful jacket button than something that could pierce skin, flesh, and bone. The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower. What do I do with you, bullet? Squishy little thing has no idea. I know, you should find the gun that shot this bullet. Find the gun that shot it. Sounds like something a police detective would do. First, you should to learn all you can about this little guy. Then find the gun that shot it and the person who that gun belongs to. You used it to kill your victim. Neato! Feel the bullet through the bag. Squash bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket is split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge. Inspect the bullet closer. The jacketed bullet is made of yellowish metal. It is blossomed out to reveal a dark gray core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter. Look at the jacket. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. Feels standard. And the core? Quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. Far away, Lieutenant Kitsuragi is flipping through stations in his kinema. He's not here examining the bullet with you. He should be. He would find this very intriguing. Mention it to him later, when he's here. Okay. I guess I can't really do that. Alright, what else do we got? The box of sunglasses. Okay. Leave no stone unturned. Was that this guy, or was that...
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy. The shine on those sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
I see. A pair of water blue shades. The writing on the left temple says, Sub-Insulindic Rendezvous. The frame appears to be hand-carved out of bone. Very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture. For the first time, the street vendor's voice trails off as he watches you inspect the glasses. This is how a sea monster sees the world. You become a sea monster, Harry. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello. So deep. Oh, officer, you look so cool. Street vendor has picked up his pace again as you observe the world through deep sea-tinted lenses. And they can be yours for mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they got no taste, but you found them. -1 perception. Is that really worth it? I should buy this. It's just +1 perception. Wear that shit. Oh, and my Dick Mullen hat. Oh god, this looks so much worse. Okay, I'm not gonna... But now I have a hat that increases my perception. Just in case. Alright, map wall. Oh, that was to steal a map, I think. We could go do that, I suppose. Now that Kim isn't here. And we can also go talk to Clausier again. Let's equip our stealing gloves. Is this... This is the map wall, but none of this... None of it brings up a challenge. Is that just broke? Did I... Is it because I bought it instead? I don't know what to say about that. I could go back and talk to Joyce, but I don't really want to do that without Kim. So let's go back to talk to Clausier. I could read a book. Books are good.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Now that Kim isn't here, let's talk about Sunday night. Ah, yes. She pours herself some more coffee. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer. Date of your re-entry into the fossil record. It's one of the first things I remember doing in Elysium. Wow, she nods. Elysium. You don't hear that term often. She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording. Did you hear something Sunday night from my room? There was the usual ruckus, she nods. Loud disco music. Did I have any visitors? I can't say. Probably not. It sounded like you were flying solo. You mentioned loud disco music. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them. She arches her eyebrow, waiting for it to connect with you. Oh, that. Yeah. Less said about oh, the better. Oh, were huge where I came from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, she says, half singing, but we go on. Then, doesn't life get hard because we go on? Mostly it just gets hard, doesn't it? It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. What happened? A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to it. What was I singing? That it doesn't matter anymore, and that we are alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. I'm sorry. Don't be. I was going out later anyway. It didn't bother me. Then what happened? Then you started screaming and trashed the place. Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted? No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. She takes a sip of her coffee and smiles. A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped, and furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. Was there anything else? There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5, she nods. And that was it. Thank you. No problem, sir. She feeds herself another cigarette. Alright, that was that. Okay. Well, there's also the Oh, yeah, I was supposed to do this. Run your finger across the surface. Oh, wait. This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Run your finger across the surface of the glass. Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges, but the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. What happened here? Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A two-hearted spider. What position are they in? Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th, and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. Where does it come from? From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inward, like a corona behind the woman's back. Inspect the ghostly figures. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. Have a look at point A, the roof. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. Shouldn't there be gun residue outside? There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago. So I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from? 72%. With a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness. Too busy with their own bodies. Could the shot have come from inside the room? A closer point. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, Detective. Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof? None that you found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. Could there have been another point of origin, further away? That's a 28% yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez? Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. More precisely. B for boardwalk, B for Land's End, and B for the islet, Detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on it. Point B, the boardwalk. 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have to take wind direction into account. Point B, Land's End. 1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched. Point B, the islet. 1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islet is questionable. So the shot could have come from somewhere further out than the roof. It is possible that it came from B prime, the boardwalk, B double prime, Land's End, or B triple prime, the islet. You can't know for sure until you investigate those locations. The lieutenant would probably agree that in this situation it's best to be thorough. Damn, those are like the coolest parts of this fucking game. I really wanted to be a detective when I was growing up. So it's just like, that's how I wish my brain operated. Okay. let's rule out some potentials. Land's End, boardwalk, the island. Okay, I don't know specifically how we rule it out, but I assume there'll be a little dot that shows up. Somewhere. I don't know how we get out to the island. We don't have no boat. We gotta steal her boat. I mean, I know it's not in here. I just didn't remember what this was. Okay. I don't know exactly where I'm going. I thought I ran through the boardwalk, but I must not have. I mean, one of them is all the way on that other section. One of them's on the island. I thought one of them would be, like, right here. Dude, this was supposed to be fixed. Pull the lever. Oh, grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk, then water lock starts moving. Oh, nice. Alright, done. Radio relay hums with electricity. Traffic beyond the gate. More abandoned motor lorries. More abandoned magnesium. Sign says no entry. Someone scribbled an inverted star on it. Ooh, biker cop Sonny's. -1 logic. Breaker box to power the radio pylon above you. Maybe there's something inside. Okay, why would there be money inside? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows. Freaking head. Broken axle grinding. Let's see. Bottle drained of all its booze is frozen to the ice. This is it, the scene of the party. Fire pit, cigarettes, and empty bottles will all evidence it. Well, don't you mean scene of the crime? Not as much. I'm talking about what came after, the party scene. Sure does look like a lot of folks partied here. Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain. Guess I'll be on my way. Banged up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the insular Indian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. Must be cold and lonely down there in the icy water. That rebel who jumped the canal and broke the waterlock. This is their doing. This is where the rebel who jumped the canal ended up. Not so daring anymore. Motor carriage sits in the salty ocean water, cold and sad. It doesn't have an opinion. Alright, I don't wanna really do much without Kim's thoughts. I'm really just over here to look for the vantage point. Winter, slow to let go of Revachol, flecks some more wet snow from above. Look around you. The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler than still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff. And to think, it seemed as though it was already spring. How does it feel? You're warm in your hat and coat, like a well-equipped explorer. You comfortably survey the white landscape. What's in the west? More winding coastline lined with abandoned buildings, crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles. Gray and red, forgotten city blocks. What remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast? And beyond that, the water turns black. Coal City in the shadow of St. Martin. A boomtown, back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet. What is there? Below the old mines, l'Ossuaire Municipal, Revachol's underground cemetery, Le Petit Rat. But rats isn't the French word for rats. Isn't it like raton or something? Thought it was raton. Trying to get to Le Royan, where the Philippian kings were interred with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums, burial chambers, leaf gold still remain on the double door of the morning. That's where Kuno said he's gonna go. Yes, to peel the gold off with his fingernails. Les petits rats. Oh, children under 14. They go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums. And for fabled relics. Their parents let them. They go deeper. Deeper. After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli plundered from Seth and sold during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, grand old Philippe, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philippe the Opulent. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings. The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special purest of the pure magenta cocaine favored by Revacholian royalty. How can it be pure if it's magenta? Snow falls and there's no answer. Some things are not for mortals to know. Wipe the snow from your shoulder. Few petite rats return from the shafts, and even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of a black tunnel, with silver trinkets in her pockets. All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces, and on the weather-worn shacks where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water. What's in the east? The canal you crossed to get here, and beyond it, Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police. There is laughter, lights, attempts at entrepreneurial activity, cynicism. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield. At the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philippe III serves as a destination for grade school field trips and a fine perch for winter birds. And further, a fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence reflects off its hood. Clean white light coming from the window of a clean cube-shaped office building hidden amidst ruins. A secret. Ooh. What's in the north? The abandoned church, one of two remaining stave churches which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs. The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the Revolution. And further north, a serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run, from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged when the tide is high and the weather foul. And on the islets, the remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock, a tent, old dishes, and cutlery, long since abandoned. A hermit crab scuttles among the debris, looking for a new shell. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection, way beyond Martinez, a popular spa destination for ample-bodied ozone kids with equally ample pockets. And on the other side of the inlet, then there's ozone, but the snow falls too thick. You cannot see that far. Before that, before the curtains are drawn, the Bay of Revachol, vastness, great depth, over 1,200 meters at its deepest. Water, air brinier than here. It is crisscrossed by huge cargo ships bearing company logos, Wild Pines, Zam, Morin. And at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of coalition warship Archer on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery fire if you were to rise up against the market. Shudder. What's in the south? The raised motorway, 881, separating Martinez from Jamrock. Vehicles whoosh past one another, day and night, while those who reside in the labyrinthine alleyways beneath the motorway attempt to carry on with their lives in the snow and the slush. And south of the 881 is the Pax. Pax was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients at the old military hospital. In the 20s, it was used as a quarantine center during a measles outbreak that killed many children. Most everyone has avoided the hospital and surrounding park ever since. The Pax is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roaming in packs. The police try to keep the deepest corners cordoned off. But still, heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital, hoping to find something to get high on among the hastily abandoned supplies, or just to overdose in peace. Further south, a line of motor garages with armored carapaces, hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Cupris 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41. Snow settles on the roof of the repurposed silk mill that serves as your station. Shivering RCM personnel hurry in and out of the main entrance. Around you, the snow continues to fall. To the west, the ocean swells. No, it was home. I want more. The stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Kuklov has a snow-covered stall there, in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues, who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning. Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Saramarizian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and on the chop shops of the Zemlaki. All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there's a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. They are lights directed toward the sea floor, looking for something, like whiskers. For what? A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind. Damn, what's going on with that ship? What's above? More coalition aerostatics. Occasionally, lights flash as they maneuver through the falling snow. One large airship carries crates in its belly. What's below me? Layer upon layer of sand poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage. Hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle. Tell me a secret of the sands, wind. Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You will probably never happen across it, but who knows? Stomp your feet for warmth, brushing off the snow. The spring thaw will come in earnest, just not yet. Dude, come on. Give a hand for that writing. God damn. Alright. I'm talked out, so I'll leave it off here. Next time, we'll track down these different shooting angles. Then we'll probably read a book or something. Catch back up with Kim and keep solving this crime. My name is Mangg. Game you're watching has been Disco Elysium. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.